Hello, happy homemakers. My name's Sarah Jane and I'm from Dublin in Ireland. Most of you know me as the original page of Mrs. Pepperpotts, but disclaimer, I can't use that because it's already been used. I am a mother of three and I have loads of kids that come in and out and I love to cook. I have a big passion for cooking, freezing, batch cooking and budgeting and just general overall homemaking, privileged to be at home. I should have been born in the 1950s. But enough about me. We are going to do a video every Friday. We're going to do new recipes and dinners. And if you want to throw out some ideas and what you might like to see being cooked, I'll give it a bash. I'll give anything a bash. My last channel was great, but I had it on private. And like I said, I'd give it a try on public. Hope I get your support. And let's see how it goes. So, for now, the mess I have made this morning, I didn't clean up this morning when I got up. I went food shopping. So, my thing this month is to see how long I can get out of the food shopping that I got. So, I went to Super Value to get all my smelly stuff. So, like the jelly pods for the washing machine, all the good stuff that lasts a little bit longer. And then I went to Lidl's, which I love Lidl's up the road. It's great. So I got about 150 worth of Lidl's shopping. And then I went down to my favourite butchers in the world, Whelan's Butchers. They love fighting with me, love arguing with me. And I make them give me free eggs and a free piece of meat because I spend so much money down there. So this is the chaos that I've caused this morning. You just imagine me up and down Ballyfermot in the supermarkets, driving them all bananas as I do here and in the pub, which I love on a Friday and Saturday for a bit of karaoke. The table is full of me. Oh, that's my little girl, Smiley Rose. Me and rubbish, and I haven't even swept the floor or stuck on a wash. So I've made myself a cup of coffee. I put the frozen stuff away. I'll have to do the freezer another day because it is literally just shoved in there. And I'm going to do a bit of cleaning first. And then I'm going to clean out my fridge, organise the food. And then we're going to get on to the recipe. Today's recipes are homemade lasagna, homemade sauce, and I mean it's delicious because I have to make one for my mother as well. And then I'm going to do some yummy banana bread. Delicious. To the point of where if the kids on the road knew I was making it, they would be in scoffing the law. I'm only sweating me out, running around, because you do, they don't take the heat. At the moment, it's just god awful. Right, last bit to do. We have a load of lettuce here, because I know I'm cooking for everybody, but I have to lose a few bits of jelly belly, you know. So I've loads of lettuce, so I'm going to rinse that off with a bit of vinegar, and then I'm going to pad line a big lunchbox with kitchen paper And I put that in my fridge, in the back of the fridge, and that lettuce lasts me nearly a week. So I'm happy out with that. So not much left to do. I just have to put away all the goodies in the goodie drawer. And then I'll organise them later into little sections, as you do when you're a weirdo at organisation. So this is me goodie drawer. So they're just getting slung in here for now. Biscuits. And Molly, do you want to put away your Pambear crisps? She loves Pambear crisps. But they're actually okay. They're actually really good. Hang on, I just put them biscuits away. Yeah, look. Oh, yay! Molly, I'll put those away. Oh, and your rice cakes to go in the top drawer. I have 2 packets of apple juices, little apple juices. They're great. Kids are in the jar and they're looking for cups and all that. It's like buying Capri Suns, you know. So they're going to go in Molly's little shelf in the fridge. So I have little yogurts, little squeezy yogurts. And I have little pots of trifles and, wait, hold on Molly, good girl, and Pingu bar, and they're handy for her and her friends when they come in the jar. And she loves her beetroot, which is better than nothing, because she's a pigeon picker. So, here you go Molly, do you want to put them away for me? Stack them nicely now. You see me donkeys behind me? Can you see the donkeys? Probably can't even see them. Hang on. You put them away there and I'll show them the donkeys. Got that in the range. I said it looked like my 3 children, so I said I might as well have to have it. Let's make some lasagna. So I'm going to make 2 lasagnas today, so I'm doubling the recipe. Now it calls for loads of veg, and what I do is I boil all the veg in a pot and then I blend it with the sauce that I make. So, and now I took the plats out. I had to take them out, they were reefing me head. So I have some onions. Okay, so if you're making a single lasagna, 2 onions will do you. I'm making 2 lasagnas, so I have 3 large onions. Also carrots. You want to get all that veg into the kids. So I have 6 carrots, 7 carrots. Well, you could say 6 because 2 of them are small. So 3 carrots. You grate them, or you just boil them, and if you have a soup blender or a masher, just mash them up into the pot. I have a courgette. So half a courgette for one lasagna, the other half for the other lasagna. And then I have this big pepper. Not a chili, it's just a sweet pepper. So chopped up, we're going to make sauce. We're going to boil all these, blend them together. Okay? Then we're going to add 2 tins of tomatoes to each lasagna. And we have a tin of chickpeas there that I need to use up. So if you have that, or if you have a sweet potato you need to use up, or anything weird that you like aubergines or anything like that, you just put them in the pot with the boiling vegetables, and then you blend them all up with your tomatoes and your sauce. And I also add pesto. So you can have these pestos in littles, or the green one. I'll do half and half in each. And a carton of passata in each lasagna sauce, right? So I'm going to make a huge batch, but singular if you're doing singular, because I can freeze one. One's from your mother and one's for us, so you know yourself. Also a tube of puree. So the tube of puree will do both of them, so half in one and half in the other. Okay? We have that blended, so that's just all the veg blended in a pot, right? So your normal pot, whatever you use, right? I just use this because it's fucking handy. Now, so that's all it blended. Your kids will know nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you want to throw some fresh herbs in, or, you know, like basil and thyme and whatever you like, right? So, I'm going to find a spot for you and put this in the potatoes. Right? Perfect. Put this in the potatoes. And we'll remove the potatoes so you can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Potatoes. I have my pot, and we're going to add the rest of the stuff in just this pot, right? Before we brown off the mince and all that jargon. So I have tomatoes. Now remember, a tin per lasagna, or 2 tins per lasagna if you like it really tomatoey. 1 tin. 2 tins. And do you know what I forgot? I forgot to add my chickpeas into the veg, but sure, doesn't matter. I'll do a chickpea curry with that. It's really whatever you have in your fridge, what vegetables you want to get rid of, you know. And that's it, really. Now, add those. There's still loads in this, so I'm going to put some cold water in. Shake that up. Shake it off. Now, I did drain the veg before I blitzed it, because I don't want it real watery, you know. I should really have my apron on, but I don't. So, and we have the... That's the passata. Sasha, where's my scissors? I can never find anything, I'm bloody brutal. The scissors. And we're going to cut the passata. And we're going to pour the whole carton in here. I'm going to make enough sauce for 2 lasagnas. You can kind of go off your own gauge, but use everything, you know. I'm going to add a bit more water to that. And then in you go, into the recycling in a few minutes. Now, I loves me a bit of pesto. I do, I have to say, I really look into it. And it's got garlic. It's got garlic in it. There we go. Basil and all the stuff that you need for your las. And it's their calm of the las. And there's a bit of oil in here as well, but it's olive oil. So technically it's good oil. Like it's that and a bit of soda bread now. Massive. I'm going to put half the little tub. So it's about 4 tablespoons in there. We also have the sun-dried tomato pesto. Right, that's gorgeous. That opened fairly easily. And the same again for, well, a bit more than 4, because I literally just plop it in. Probably about 6 tablespoons. Or 2 big, I just can't fit a big spoon in this now. So, that's that one. Now, I'm going to put the chickpeas back. Put them back in the drawer. Find your big spoon in the dishwasher. And my big spoon. It's lovely. Just give it a little stir. Stir all that goodness around. Now, this is where I'm going to add the raw mince into the sauce. I know you're going to go, oh, you're not going to brown it first. I'm going to cook it. Okay? All them tins of tomatoes and the passata have cooled all them vegetables down. I'm going to add the raw mince, and I'm going to use the potato masher to mash up really finely. Kids are weird with lumps, right? Sometimes some people don't like mince because it's all lumpy and weird. So I'm going to literally plop 4 pounds. I'm going to check my fridge. How many do I have? I need 2 lasagnas. So that's what's this one? Yeah, that's £2 and £2. I love getting out of my butchers as well, but Super Value do, like, it's for €3. Where can you go wrong? And not only that, like, it's the round mince, so it's really lean. So I have £2, so that's £4. This is for 2 lasagnas, and these lasagnas will feed like 20 people. They're not little ones. Like, I do be left over and I do freeze some, and then sometimes like that, if I just want a big piece of lasagna and some salad, I'll have that. If you want to cut that in 2, that's like a portion on its own. If you're just eating on its own, is big, but you could chop that in 2 and have some chips with it, have a big salad with it, and just, do you know what, come here, everybody loves a bit of las. I'm going to throw this in this pot, which is back in the dayers, right? And then I'm going to mash it with my potato masher. So I've turned on my pot, basically the same as a cooker pot. You just put it on for 20 minutes and the mince will cook right through, and then you let it cool down then a bit for yourself. So when I cook this mince through, I'm going to add my cream cheese. Now, I usually get the one with the sweet peppers in it, but I don't have it, so I know there's cheese in all lasagna. So I just got the cream cheese, the farm cream cheese, natural, whatever. That gets mixed into the hot mince. Then you let it cool down. Alright. So this has been cooking for about 10 minutes. It's really hot. The mince is cooking away lovely. It's hot enough for me now to add the cream cheese, something else, into this. Alright. So I'm going to plop you here where my eggs are. Get you in. There we go. Right, so I'm under my press here. So we have a bit of cream cheese. You can get any cream cheese. You can get it in Lidl's, Aldi's, you know, Philadelphia, whatnot. So I have about, let's see, it's 180 grams of cream cheese. So your basic little pot of cream cheese. So that whole thing is going in here. I'll add it in. If it comes out. Ah, there we go. That's the whole thing gone in. Put that in the recycling, which I'll probably have to empty again in the morning. Usually that happens when I'm doing a load of cooking, recycling, composting, and the dishwasher I filled this morning. Let me see this. Huh? Wait till you see this. Dishes everywhere. Dishes everywhere. Dishes in me hair. So that's already at the melting into that. Cheesy goodness. Just gives it an extra. You can do loads of layers then. Do you know what I mean? And everything is creamy and everything is delicious. Num 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 num. Oh, golden. Their flavors and stuff to it. So like, let me see what's in there. You see this? And it's so cute. I got that in the second-hand store. It looks like something out of a pub, and it has spices. Oh, the other way, spices on it. So I'm going to get some basil with enough garlic in it. Bit of oregano. I've no paprika, sugar, but this seasoning is chicken seasoning, and that looks like it has loads of paprika in it, so I'm going to use some of that. You never know. And do you know what else is great? A bit of brown sauce. If you don't like it too tomatoey, I like a bit of brown sauce in there. It kind of gives it, or a bit of Worcestershire, whatever way you say, in there. Literally just tones it down a small bit, and the cheese helps as well when you put the cream cheese in. It doesn't be so in your face. So I'm going to add in some oregano. So probably about a teaspoon. And some basil. Same again, a teaspoon. That looks about a teaspoon, doesn't it? And some, what I'm calling pretend paprika. paprika. It's a chicken seasoning because it just looks like it has loads of fucking paprika in it. Oh, that's about a teaspoon. And we're going to stir that up. I'm actually going to take the potato masher out. So the potato masher mashes all the mince up into tiny little squishy pieces. So now I have my spoon out and we're going to stir it from the bottom. See how far my spoon goes? That's how much I'm making. And that's from the veg as well. 2 packets of mince, loads of veg, loads of sauce. Now I'm going to give this about an hour. I'm going to turn it off in about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to give it an hour, let it cool down. And then I'll start layering it all. Usually when you make lasagna, you should make a few of them. Because then that way then, the whole process of lasagna takes a little bit of time. If you quick a lasagna, it doesn't taste as good. Wouldn't you know? I forgot something. Tube puree, that's how it thickens. Other than that, I'll be throwing gravy in it at the end. So I'm going to squeeze that whole tube of puree into the 2 portions of mince and sauce and all that jargon. And it'll thicken it up and then I'll let it cool. Then I'll lower it all out. Right, we are going to layer this. The mince is after cooling down. And I layer mine with, you can use fresh pasta sheets, and some people use just the flat ones. But if you get the ones with the rivets, the moisture goes through all the rivets and you don't get any hard bits of pasta down the bottom. But sometimes that can happen. That's a bit of a fickle thing. Into the fickle bit. Now, so we have beautiful gorgeous. And we're going to layer this up by falling everywhere. I have white sauce. I'm not even going to make it. It's cheap enough to buy in Lidl's. So I have 2 jars of white sauce. I don't know where I got these from. They're in the drawer. And I have these. Right? Or these. You can buy them in Lidl's, Aldi's, and normal supermarkets. So first of all, I'm going to get a spoonful of the mince and put it on the bottom of the tray. I got these in the pound shop. They're great here, especially like for parties and stuff. I always put a bit of sauce down the bottom. That way then pasta does not stick. Or you can just put a bit of passata on the bottom of it. It stops the sheets drying up. So basically just that. Right? Now I know most people know how to do lasagna, but I've kind of perfected it a little bit. So, here we go. We're going to do in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. Doesn't matter. Break it up. Doesn't have to be perfect down the bottom. The layers in the middle and up the top are what's the best. So I just break it up and do that. And look funny while I'm doing it too. Right, that's grand for just that. Okay? Now when I do the pasta, I always put a bit of white sauce on. I don't know, just makes it nice. So a little drizzle. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to repeat again, right? When we get to the fourth, this is technically the fourth layer, okay? I'm throwing shit everywhere. It's all over the phone. Pot's so big, I can't even tilt it. I'll probably get 3 lasagnas out of this, actually. So we're going to spread that around. Gorgeous. So that's the first layer. Then we're going to add cheese on top of this, right? So usually when I'm doing budget saving, I'll buy the big blocks and I'll grate them. But I was lazy today and I got the bags of grated our little. And I also have a bag of mozzarella grated. I use that for the top. It kind of gives it a good crispy tapping. So when I find my scissors, there you are. And have to manage. This is just going to, we'll have to cut the bag awkward ways, right? We have a little bit, I know. So I got the Irish mild cheddar to the dark cheddar. Makes no difference. So I just sprinkle a small bit on the mince. And don't mind the background noise. Kids, family life, husband, TV, dogs, cat, and hamster. Then we're going to repeat that process. We're going to add on to the third layer. After the third layer, you empty the rest of the jar of sauce onto the lasagna. I mean, if you're good at making homemade sauces, you can make your own white sauce, but these are just delicious. So we had half a jar left, so I just opened another jar and poured half of that on this. Oh, with my finger. There we go. And then just spread that all over. And use the cheese. That's the cheese. Go. And if you like loads of cheese and a whole crust of cheese, you can have it, but just spread this cheese in for people who love cheese. Now, if you don't eat meat, you can do a vegetarian lasagna. Chickpeas and aubergines and just the veg mix. Beans and whatever else. So, okay, that's that one. And then we have mozzarella. Do you know, you can't, like if you buy a ball of mozzarella, it doesn't really grate well. Whereas this is already grated, so it's actually really good. Pardon my scissors. I'm going to use half of this mozzarella on the tray. And then you have lasagna ready to go in the oven. You put it on until the cheese is crispy on top. Let it cool for about 20 minutes before you cut it, because then you get perfect slices. But you can actually wrap this up and freeze it as is, or cook it and chop it and freeze your little portions, whichever you desire or whatever you fancy. But I will show you when it's cooked. That made more than I expected. It made 3 lasagnas and I still have leftover mince. So next time you're making 2 lasagnas, maybe 2 rounds of mince might stretch it if you do loads of veg in it. But I still have loads of mince. Well, looks like I could have a bolognese out of that. A family bolognese out of that. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you 3 huge lasagnas. One for me, one for my mother, and then one for a family. They look yummy, Molly? Let's cook them.